Today is the final show till we know who is going to win the Premier League. The title race has been amazing all season. We had a 3-race title race for majority of it. Liverpool eventually drop off after, it seemed like they were just holding on just tightly. The performance levels was not there to compete with the likes of City and Arsenal. Eventually they fall off. But Manchester City are still there. Arsenal are still there, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, depending on which side of the fandom you lie. I'm surprised by that, but some people are not. Manchester City have 88 points. Arsenal have 86. Goal differential is with Arsenal though, so if they end up in a tie, which can happen if City ties and Arsenal win, that will go with Arsenal. Now, for Manchester City, it's simple. They play West Ham United. They win. They're Premier League champions. But if they were to do anything less than a win, it opens up the opportunity for Arsenal to come in. Now, Arsenal, they have to. A point is not enough. They have to win to have a chance against Everton. Flat out, they have to win. A point is not enough. Now, if they win and Manchester City do anything less than a win, if they draw or lose, Arsenal will be crowned Premier League champions. Arsenal take on Everton at Emirates. Manchester City, they take on West Ham at the Etihad. Both Manchester City and Arsenal play in home games. Now, if you look at comments between Pep Guardiola and his former assistant coach Mikel Arteta, you see, two different attitudes, two different perspectives. And if we were to just read the quotes blindly, you would think, one manager was you would think Mikel Arteta was the guy on the top and Pep Guardiola was in the second place. Arteta was asked if West Ham can do them a favor versus for Arsenal, going up against Man City in the title race. He came out and said, "It's one of the biggest weeks for many of us. Now is the most important moment. We are excited and can't wait for Sunday. We are very optimistic in terms of outcome. The hope is there. We have to do our job because Everton will be tough. We have to prove again that we can do better than the opponent. Then we have to wish for West Ham to have a really good day and help us to fulfill our dream." Now, Guardiola was talking about how West Ham is ready to beat Manchester United. He said this, "We would like to be up 3-0 after 10 minutes, but that's not going to happen. I'm ready for it to be tough game. I want to put in the mind of the players. Look at Tottenham on Tuesday, how they fought for every ball. West Ham will be ready to beat us. I don't have any doubt about that. It was the same with Aston Villa 2 years ago. They were in the same position. They didn't have anything to play for, and we know what happened. Our people have to come together and be ready from the first minute to be with us and do it again." Obviously, that's a good point of view from Guardiola, a good way to attack it, because last time they were in this situation, they did almost slip up against Aston Villa, took a remarkable 3-goal comeback, which they got in an emotional and a wild game. Now, if it comes down to the likes of that, can they get lucky again? I don't know, because it seems like Manchester City, they just do enough to always get past in these sort of situations. When you look at the first big title race that they went to against Liverpool, they're struggling against Leicester. They can't find the breakthrough, and if they drop points, they open up a chance for Liverpool to win the league. And Vincent Kompany comes out with that amazing strike of a goal, and that wins the title for Manchester City eventually. And then you look at the next tight-knit title race that they were up against Liverpool was when they're down 2-0 at home, and they have to win the game to not give Liverpool an opportunity, and they scored 3 goals in that second half. in the last 20 or so minutes to win the Premier League. Um, Something remarkable again. And then this year, when you look at Tottenham, they last week or a few days ago, Tottenham, you get your goalkeeper injured in Ederson, backup goalkeeper comes in, and Tottenham have two chances to equalize to give Arsenal a chance to win the title. Stefan Ortega comes up with two massive saves. It just seems like Manchester City, they got the clutch gene. They got the players that whenever they need to make the play the most, especially when it comes within the Premier League, they're kind of like the Real Madrid of the Premier League. They'll make it happen, which is why I just cannot see them folding in any which way against West Ham. It's just unlike anything that we see from a Pep Guardiola Man City team. They always seem to take care of the games that they're supposed to take care of in the moments that they have to take advantage of, that are essential, that are high pressurized. They're not a team that folds in these sort of situations. So I believe Arsenal, they will be able to get the results against Everton, right? But I don't know. I don't think that's going to be enough. And it's very disappointing because Arsenal has had a very brilliant season. There's no denying that they've been phenomenal this season. In many of the years, they're more than worthy Premier League champions. But whenever you're going up against the likes of Pep Guardiola and Manchester, and you can ask Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp is a far better manager than a one Premier League title in the amount of years he's been at Liverpool. Far better manager than that. But with the spending of power of Manchester City, with the quality of Pep Guardiola, with the mentality of this football club, with the ability of Pep Guardiola not to allow his players to get complacent despite being dominant year in and year out, to make sure for their ability to go on these ridiculous unbeaten runs whenever the club needs it the most, the way that they're able to finish 2024 with not a single loss. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's something that's remarkable in my opinion, and there is a lot of money that is spent on this team, and that is definitely a factor. And I do dock points down for Pep Guardiola when I talk about legacy because of that. But what you could not deny is his ability as a coach, his knowledge, and not just his knowledge, the way he motivates his players to keep his players focused, to not allow complacency to get in, to the discipline that he mandates at Manchester City is absolutely brilliant and is one of the main reasons why they are in it year in and year out. So yeah, I do think Manchester City will be the champions of the Premier League. I think Arsenal will finish second. And again, I've said it, Arsenal are worthy Premier League champions. And but at the end of the day, City is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That is the end of our show. Thank you for tuning into the GSMC. Thank you for tuning into the GSMC Soccer Podcast. Presented by the GSMC Sport Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again, and have a wonderful day.
Let's go.